Hey friends, how you guys doing today? Just puttering in the old saw shop. It's nice to have a clean bench. It's nice to finish a project. Then I go, it's like you left it all in the ring. You've been in a 10-round battle. Those old power saws, friends, they you work. If you want to port those old saws, you have to mean it. They will often kick and scream every inch. But you get the gains out of them. Old saws are like old muscle cars. They wake up, and it's a lot of fun. I have a little something here. This is more of just a little fun project. It might be a multi video series, but I found something. I was out looking at a new wood hauler the other day. You guys will see that on video soon. I was looking at a new wood hauler, and I was at my uncle's place, and what did I see up on the shelf in his shop? This big behemoth of a saw. I have never ever worked on one of these. It is a John Deere 60V, and it is barn fresh. Check this out, guys. I'll bring you nice and close. Look at this thing, guys. Okay, it is, he said it's been sitting up on that shelf for a long time. It's all there. I don't think the chain brake works anymore. We don't need chain brakes, do we? Nah, we don't need a chain brake. We'll see. I asked him, he said that thing hasn't been running forever. And I said, you want me to take it home and play with it? And he said, sure. So I love this kind of stuff, friends. I don't need to own every saw. I just want to see what makes it go. And this is an interesting saw. This is an Echo. Not sure what model, because you know the Tin Man's prepared. Air filters here. Can't even get it off. It's just stuck. So what I'm going to do here, friends, is so you buy that old crusty power saw, and you know, you get it home and you're excited. What do you do to make it run? So this is going to be barnyard fresh power saw. Can we get it running? Will it need parts? I don't know. Some of these need parts, some of them don't. So if you guys look, okay, look, this thing's mint under here, okay? Absolutely pristine. Look at this. Okay, this is a low mile saw. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to blow this thing off with my air hose. So I'm going to fire up the air compressor, and let's blow this thing off. Now, before we do that, let's grab our bar wrench. Oh, nice, same size as a Husqvarna. Let's pull this bar off, and first thing I like to do is get the bar and chain out. Now, another good thing to look at is the chain sharp. This chain is actually very sharp, so, and it's got a good gullet, so my uncle files a mean chain by the looks of it. I'm not surprised, he's that kind of feller. Oh. Okay, we'll throw this. I just use metal bins, plastic bags, whatever you got, just to keep everything separate. Let's see. This is an Echo, so I wonder if this thing will fire right up. The gas tank is dry, but I smell old gas in there, so there's a sign possibly of things to come. Now, this is an interesting chain brake. Oh, I see. It looks like one of the bolts that holds it together has come apart. That is 100% what's going on. Well, I bet we can fix that. See that? From what I can see, this attaches to there. It's like a couple brake shoes. Interesting. Not too sure how this works, but kind of neat. Anyhow, guide plates. I love this kind of stuff, friends. I really do. Again, I've never touched one of these, and so one thing I always do, because I got so many saws coming in and out of here, okay, I'll put 60 on here. This goes with the 60V, and then I'll remember. Okay, we'll hang this up, we'll dress this bar and use this chain. Let's say you don't have a lot of money. Let's say you have big feet and you bump your camera. And anyhow, let's say you don't have a lot of money. Okay, beautiful. You don't have a lot of money, but you want a power saw. This sprocket's quite worn. It looks like it's, yeah, we'll rock with that. Okay, so you don't have a lot of money, you find an old power saw. I bet you this thing pulls chain like it's going out of style. I'll bet you money on it. Can you run something like this? Can you get it running? Well, let's find out. I'm gonna go fire up the compressor and we will blow this thing off. Okay, so first thing I usually do, and again, you guys probably do this, some of you. For those of you that don't, the most used thing in my shop is this air compressor. This thing's so dirty. There's decals under here that you couldn't see. Okay, let's hit that air filter. Basically, when you take the saw apart, you want it as clean as possible so you don't get any debris in there. Okay, we're probably gonna have to wipe this with a rag. So we'll go back to the bench, but we got quite a bit of loose stuff off here. This is exciting. Okay, so you got your new to you old power saw. Maybe you paid 25 bucks for it, whatever, right? And that happens a lot. People say, where do you get all your saws from? Well, a lot of the saws that come here are from you folks, and believe me, I don't forget that. But before I did the YouTube thing, I just looked around. I'm always looking for saws. I was at the dump this morning. I was looking for saws in the scrap bin. Sometimes there's saws in there, believe it or not. And just look around. You'd be surprised what you can find at garage sales, even auctions. You know, some auction houses, people don't go there for saws. They, you know, some auction houses, the saws go quickly and expensive, and other ones, they don't sell at all. So, you never know, right? And as you spend more time being a saw wrench, people will just be like, hey, I got this saw, do you want it? Also, when you're working on saws for other folks, a lot of times you'll get saws in that are blown up, and maybe the fellow doesn't want to fix it. A lot of times they'll just, you know, you got a bad bottom end or something, or the top end's smoked. A lot of times guys will just leave their saws with you, you know, for your time, and I'm good with that. And then you just, you know, even this saw, I don't know what parts are like for this saw, if you can even get them. I'm sure you can get some parts, but if there's something majorly wrong with this saw, you know what you do with it? You just keep looking for part saws. You buy 3 or 4 together saws, and you know, and next thing you know, you're building one saw out of 2, and you got a spare one for parts. I've done that many times. Okay, we'll get you nice and close. Hope you guys are enjoying this. This is, again, anytime I find something different, I just gotta fix my tripod here. Anytime I find a saw that's different, not on YouTube, I'm gonna bring it on this channel and show you guys. That's fun. Okay, so first things first, again guys, I've never worked on one of these, so we're gonna learn together. No idea. I know the carbs underneath here. I can't even get this air filter off. I think I had it off once already. Okay, So I'm looking for holes in the air filter. I don't see any. If it's an old saw like this and there's like a hole in the air filter, I'll put a little bit of Moto Seal on there and just seal the hole, because a lot of times you can't get these anymore. Okay, so we have a carb on here. It looks like it's an absolute bear to get at. Well, first things first, I'm going to take this cover off of here. This is like a, McCulloughs have these too. It's like an anti-spitback device. I have a feeling this is probably a reed saw. I don't know though, because I did not look on the Mike Akers site before I came on here. I just thought, you know what, let's have a look at this. Not saying that this will run today, but if it runs, we'll make it run. If it doesn't run, we'll order the parts and make it run. I'll show you guys exactly what I changed. Okay, so here's the carburetor. So first things first, you guys can see the throttle's hooked up. Choke is here. Here's your choke plate. What kind of carb do we have? I can't tell. I think it's a Tillotson. Okay. Next thing. This is where most of your problems are usually going to lie. Is in here. First thing I do. Ooh, that smells like old stinky gas. Okay. 9 times out of 10, when you smell that, the fuel line is going to be no good. I'm going to have a peek in here. Okay, it still has a fuel line. I'm going to see if I can get you guys in there. Just hold on here. There we go. Let's see if I can get you. Here you go. You guys see? There's the fuel line. Okay. It's still attached. A lot of times they're so rotten, they're broken. Like you can't. Again, if you guys don't have a pair of like extra long hemostats, invest in them. Okay, well the fuel line still moves. I'm looking for the fuel filter. Interesting. Yeah, there's like varnish in the bottom of the tank. Okay, so I can see a layer of crap in the bottom of the tank. I'm going to put a little bit of mixed fuel in there. Here, I'll show you guys. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of mixed fuel in here. Okay, just a smidge. Okay, and I'm going to rinse it out. I'm going to go outside and dump it in an environmentally conscious way. Okay, I'll just go run outside and do that. What came out of there looked like diesel. Smells a little bit better, but it's not the best. So right away, you know, you might have issues with your fueling system. Don't let that get you down though. Most of these old power saws have common carburetors. Just grabbing my long scrunch, my still. Most of these old saws have common carburetors. You can get a carb kit for them. This carb might be full of varnish, or a lot of times, guys, is the carburetor had not much fuel in it when the person put it away, and sometimes the diaphragms aren't even too bad. We're gonna find out right now. Let's check for spark. Okay. Again, I'm doing this just kind of live off the cuff. My uncle said no rush, but it's like, hey, this is a wicked power saw. I'd like to run it. And there we go. There's a good sign. Look at the color of that. Again, my uncle is a very good mechanic, and I'm not surprised that his saw has proper tuning, because he's that kind of guy. Okay, let's see. I'm going to pull this thing over. Does it have spark? Well, right now I am not seeing any spark. This saw does have points. I'll bet you this saw has points. Okay. So I'm going to attach a piece of wire to this spark plug. Actually, I'm going to grab a spare spark plug and see if we can make it fire. Hey friends, you know, if you have the stop switch on stop and you pull it over on the YouTube, you don't have spark. Here friends, look at this. Again, I'm just having fun with you guys. Here, let's get you in close. Remember that Mac we just did? Okay, so right away, what color is the spark of this power saw? Okay, I'm going to try not to poke myself. You guys see that? Nice blue spark, very, very hot spark, and I don't have to pull it over fast to make it spark. Look at that. Okay, another quality echo. Okay, friends, so we have spark. All kinds of spark. We have what feels like good compression. Just trying to get the spark plug back in here. Okay, we have spark, we have good compression. The fuel line is not hard. I moved it around in there pretty easily. It's not hard. Sorry, I got my arm in the way here, friends. The fuel line is not hard. It's not broken. We have good spark. We do have a gas tank that smells like varnish though, so that could be the hitch in our plan. I'm just going to get this thing ready to try. Okay, so we have fuel, we have spark. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to put another little splash in the fuel tank. We're probably going to have to rinse this tank out. Okay, I'm going to put another little splash in here. And now, for extra insurance, I am going to put a little bit of fuel in one of these syringes, and I'm going to prime this thing, okay? Okay, a little bit of fuel in this syringe. We're going to use this for priming, okay? I'm going to put the gas tank cap back on. Let's see if this thing will start. I don't like the smell of that fuel tank, but again, we can put some alcohol in there or whatever, right? And we can get it cleaned out. Okay, ready? I'm gonna open the throttle. Look, I'm gonna put a little mist into the combustion chamber. There you go. Let's see if this thing starts, friends. I'm gonna get my hearing protections. I bet you this thing's loud. All kinds of good loud. Okay, do you guys think this thing's gonna start? I don't know. Let's find out. Ready? Good choke off. See, now often these saws need to be primed a few times before they'll go. Ready? This is a good sign. Full choke. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep squirting this thing with fuel right down the mouth of the carb and see if I can get it primed. And sometimes it takes a while for it to work its way through. Remember, check for compression. This thing's firing just by pulling it over there, guys. This thing, okay, that's that's the first thing you want to check. If the saw don't have compression, you're wasting your time trying to get it to start. Next thing I'm going to do, what is the low jet at? You guys have seen me do this before. Half, 1, 1 1/4. Well, that's probably right where it needs to be. Again, the plug color tells me this thing was tuned properly, so I'm going to get another shot of fuel, and I'm going to keep trying to keep this thing running. Just give me a second here, guys. Okay, friends, let's give her another shot of fuel. Again, straight down the mouth, just a little bit. Pull the trigger so that it ends up in the combustion chamber. Again, good old echo. Let's see if this thing starts. I bet you it will. I just, these old saws are usually just tough. Oh. Oh man. Oh, you know, guys, it absolutely, like, you can smell the bad gas running through that thing, but it runs. I want to tighten down this clutch here. It feels kind of, oh, okay, we're good. Okay, well, we have a running power saw. I'm going to remove this clutch and oil it. It doesn't feel like it's too loose. The next stage is to take the saw completely apart and clean it. I don't think this saw isn't super dirty, but it's my uncle's saw. I'm going to take it down and clean it, and next time we go cutting, we'll bar this thing up and run it. Will this power saw cut wood now? I've done nothing to it other than take it apart and clean a few things. So just because an old power saw is dusty and dirty like that doesn't mean that it's not good for anything. You guys just saw, that was legit. I brought that thing home, this thing, the other day. I told my uncle it'd be fun just to see if we can get it going. This saw, he figures this saw's been sitting for, I don't even know. I can't remember what he said, 20 years maybe? No joke, friends. This thing's been sitting for that long. And as you can see, once again, echo quality. This is a 60cc saw. So this would be in line with your Homelight XL76s, your McCulloch ProMac 55, stuff like that. So this saw does have anti-vibe right here. And like I noticed, the anti-vibe's not even busted. So this is a cool saw. I'm super happy to get to play with stuff like this. Anyhow, guys, we'll put this in wood next time you see it. I promise you. I actually didn't think this thing was gonna run. Here, one more time. Does it start? We'll service the clutch and take it apart and clean it, and then we'll cut some wood of this, and I'll tell you guys what I think of it. That's pretty cool. This thing's old. This thing's older than I am, I bet. And again, it stinks though. Like, you can smell the varnish coming out of this fuel tank. It smells better now, actually. Maybe we got it moving. I'll probably dump this tank out again when we're done, and then I'll let this thing idle out of fuel, just in case anything's sitting in there. Anyhow, friends, 60V Echo, that's pretty cool, isn't it? Thanks for watching. Take her easy. Later, guys.